America's Pop Culture Trivia Show.
Check it out.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. With Joe Parisi.
This is episode 171 of America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. My name is Joe Parisi. Welcome into the program. So happy to have you here for this one. I've got 21 brand new pop culture trivia questions just for you. 3 rounds, as always, with 7 questions in every round. 5 seconds between questions for you to think of the answers. We're going to kick things off today with the television round, then move into music for round 2, and round 3 will be a mixed round. Good luck. Now let's play.
Round 1.
Round 1, television. Here we go. Question number 1. The animated characters Terry Cloth, Patty Putty, Clogged Dwayne, Elliot Mess, and Split Kit were the stars of what late 80s animated series? Question 2 is multiple choice. What year did the children's television series Barney and Friends debut on PBS? Was it 1989, 1990, 1992, or 1994? Question 3. A show on the E! Network that originally started as a series of specials beginning in March 1996 that evolved into a weekly biographical documentary series. It ran for 17 seasons and over 500 episodes. The show pulls back the curtain and highlights some of pop culture's most fascinating people, moments, and trends, offering exclusive interviews, insights, and never-before-heard details from celebrities, family members, journalists, and industry executives with first-hand experience. What is the name of this show? Question 4. What is the name of the actress who played Charlotte York in Sex and the City? Question 5. This show ran from 1992 to 1999. It featured Andrew Shue as Billy Campbell, Grant Show as Jake Hansen, and Courtney Thorne Smith as Allison Parker. Name the show. Question 6. What 80s children's television show gave us the phrase, Hocus Pocus Alamagocus? And question number 7. T.K. Carter played Milo Williams, a maintenance supervisor at a school, and Heather Hooper played Nikki Coleman, a student at that school. On what late 80s TV show? And that's going to wrap up round number 1. Let's see how you did. Question number 1. The animated characters Terry Cloth, Patty Putty, Clogged Dwayne, Elliot Mess, and Split Kit were the stars of what late 80s animated series? Garbage Pail Kids. Question 2. What year did the children's TV series Barney and Friends debut on PBS? It was multiple choice. The choices were 1989, 1990, 1992, or 1994. The answer, 1992. April 6th, 1992 to be exact. Question 3, looking for the name of a show on the E! Network that originally started as a series of specials beginning in March 1996 that evolved into a weekly biographical documentary series. It ran for 17 seasons, over 500 episodes. The show pulls back the curtain and highlights some of pop culture's most fascinating people, moments, and trends, offering exclusive interviews, insights, and never-before-heard details from celebrities, family members, journalists, and industry executives with firsthand experience. What's the name of that show? E! True Hollywood Story. I think my dream job in the entertainment industry would probably be host of E! True Hollywood Story, or just the person that pieces together those episodes, does all the digging, tracks down people to do the interviews and puts those together. I adored that show. And most of them you can find on YouTube, if you ever wanted to watch one on a particular topic. 500 of them. Question number 4, what's the name of the actress who played Charlotte York in Sex and the City? That was Kristen Davis. Question 5, this show ran from 1992 to 1999. It featured Andrew Shue as Billy Campbell, Grant Show as Jake Hansen, and Courtney Thorne-Smith as Allison Parker. Name the show. Melrose Place. Question 6, what 80s children's TV show gave us the phrase, Hocus Pocus Alamagocus? Today's Special. Oh man, I was into that show as a kid. Loved it. And it made me so fascinated with malls. It made me think that, inside every mall and department store, when the place closed down at night, that there was some kind of magic going on there. I still love malls to this day, and it is just heartbreaking and fascinating as can be at the same time to see what is happening with our shopping malls. Question 7. T.K. Carter played Milo Williams, a maintenance supervisor at a school, and Heather Hooper played Nikki Coleman, a student at that school. On what late 80s TV show? Good Morning, Miss Bliss. If you said Saved by the Bell, go ahead, give yourself a point, because for many of us, we watched those episodes of Good Morning, Miss Bliss back in the day, and it was titled Saved by the Bell. So what they did, I think it was Disney made the show Good Morning, Miss Bliss. They gave it the axe after one season. Then NBC picked it up, made some changes to the show, retitled it Saved by the Bell. But they, I guess, bought all of the rights to the Good Morning, Miss Bliss episodes. So then when they sold it into syndication, a couple of years later, they included Good Morning, Miss Bliss in that syndication package. Instead of giving them 90 episodes, they said, hey, here's 100 episodes, or whatever it was. And on the Good Morning, Miss Bliss episodes, all they did was change the opening credits so it said Saved by the Bell. There was enough characters, Zach, Lisa, that were the same that it worked and nobody cared. So if you said Saved by the Bell, that's fine. If you said Good Morning, Miss Bliss, you definitely get a point, and you really know your stuff.
Round 2.
Our second round today is a music round. I love the music rounds. Here we go. Question 1. This artist's debut single, Follow Me, was released in 2000 as the lead single from his debut studio album, Double Wide. The song Follow Me would end up becoming a #1 hit in multiple countries. Name the artist. Question 2. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm all right song. What artist gave us 2015's fight song? Question 3. The song Saving All My Love for You appeared on the 1985 self-titled debut studio album of what artist? Question 4. 'Cause I Want It All, or Nothing at All. In March 2001, this boy band released a single called All or Nothing. Name that band. Question 5, from 1987. Hold on to the nights. Hold on to the memories. I wish that I could give you something more. What artist gave us the song Hold On to the Nights? Question 6. Think country music. From 2001. I want to talk about me. Want to talk about I. Want to talk about number one. Oh, my, me, my. What I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. I like talking about you, usually. But occasionally, I want to talk about me. Name the artist. Question 7. Mark Mothersbaugh is the co-founder, lead singer, and keyboardist of what new wave band? And that's going to do it for the music round. Let's see how you did. Question number 1. This artist's debut single, Follow Me, was released in 2000 as the lead single from his debut studio album, Double Wide. Follow Me would end up becoming a number 1 hit in multiple countries. Name the artist. Uncle Kracker. Question 2. This is my fight song. Take Back My Life song. Prove I'm All Right song. What artist gave us 2015's fight song? Everybody knows that song, usually from like some sort of a montage on, like a special interest news feature or something like that. That is from Rachel Platten, Platten. Rachel Platten. Question 3. The song Saving All My Love for You appeared on the 1985 self-titled debut studio album of what artist? Whitney Houston. Question 4. 'Cause I Want It All, or Nothing at All. In March 2001, this boy band released a single called All or Nothing. Name the band. O-Town. Question 5 from 1987. Hold on to the nights. Hold on to the memories. I wish that I could give you something more. What artist gave us the song Hold On to the Nights? That is Richard Marx. That guy pumped out some hits in the early part of his career there. So, Hold On to the Nights came off of his self-titled album, which also included the hits Endless Summer Nights, Should Have Known Better. I have such a soft spot for those late 80s Richard Marx songs. It's one of those things where, so when I was a kid, in the summers, I spent every day at this swimming club. It was called Country Hill Swim and Tennis Club. It's not there anymore. And they always had on, like on the PA system of the complex, like an adult contemporary station, kind of a light AC radio station. And in those years, it was like Richard Marx every third or fourth song. If it wasn't Richard Marx, it was Phil Collins. And so there's just certain songs that I hear and boom, I'm right back at that pool as an 8-year-old. And Richard is definitely one of those that brings back the warm and fuzzies. Question 6 from 2001. I want to talk about me, want to talk about I, want to talk about number 1, oh my, me, my, what I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. I like talking about you usually, but occasionally I want to talk about me. Name the artist. The late Toby Keith. That is from the song I Want to Talk About Me. It was so sad to see that Toby Keith had passed away a while back, way too young, unfortunate. He was a big fisherman, and in my freelance business, I do a lot of video production stuff, and I was working for a while with a tackle company based here in the Midwest, Fishing Tackle, and I learned through that Toby Keith had a house. He was living at least part-time, towards at least those last few years of his life, at Grand Lake, which is in like Oklahoma, Grand Lake of the Cherokees. They just call it Grand Lake. And he was huge into fishing. A guy I know that works as a fishing guide had been out with him dozens of times over the years. And Toby Keith, like 3 years before he died, bought a tackle company, like a bass fishing tackle company that had been around for a while and I guess had kind of slipped off and was not doing a whole lot. And he bought it with the plans of like reviving it and pumping some money into it. I don't think anything ever came of it, but that's how much that guy was into fishing. God bless Toby Keith. Question number 7. Mark Mothersbaugh is the co-founder, lead singer, and keyboardist of what new wave band? Devo. Mark Mothersbaugh, you wouldn't probably know him by name, most people. In addition to being a part of Devo, he has a music production company that does all sorts of stuff, commercial stuff, things for TV shows, especially for children's TV shows. He's done music for Rugrats, Beakman's World, Clifford the Big Red Dog, a lot of music from the old Pee-wee's Playhouse TV show. I think he actually worked on the theme song for Pee-wee's Playhouse. Cyndi Lauper sings it, but I think he did everything else, all the production of it. So, yeah, Mark Mothersbaugh, interesting guy.
Round 3.
Wrapping things up today with a mixed round. Question 1. A children's game originally sold and marketed by the Ideal Toy Company in 1967. The game consists of a transparent plastic tube, many thin plastic rods called straws, and several dozen marbles. The base of that tube attaches into a container with 4 separate numbered trays. Once assembled, players take turns removing straws, which causes marbles that are resting on top of the straws to fall down into the numbered trays below. Name this game. Question 2. Cherry lived with her grandmother Betty Johnson on what show that ran from 1984 to 1988? Question 3. In the 1977 film Saturday Night Fever, what was the first name of the character played by John Travolta? Question 4. In December 1991, this rock band released their second studio album, which was called Kerplunk. This was the band's first album to feature their newest member, Tré Cool, on drums. Name the band. Question 5. In what U.S. state was golf legend Tiger Woods born in? Question 6. What band gave us the 1971 song Misty Mountain Hop? And question number 7, final question. A punk take on the zombie film genre from 1985. When 2 bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally release a deadly gas into the air, the vapors cause the dead to rise again as zombies. The tagline, seen on VHS boxes for this film, was, "They're back from the grave and ready to party." Name the film. And that is going to do it for round number 3. Before we get to these answers, let me please throw out a request. If you haven't already left this show a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you get it, it'll take 3 seconds to do. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. That's what makes shows bump up higher in search results and ultimately helps the show grow in listenership. So please, if you haven't done that already, I would greatly appreciate it. Here we go. Question number 1. A children's game originally sold and marketed by the Ideal Toy Company in 1967. The game consists of a transparent plastic tube, many plastic rods called straws, and several dozen marbles. The base of the tube attaches into a container with 4 separate numbered trays. Once assembled, players take turns removing straws, which causes marbles that are resting on top of the straws to fall down into the numbered trays below. What is the name of this game? Kerplunk. Question number 2. Cherry lived with her grandmother Betty Johnson on what show that ran from 1984 to 1988? Punky Brewster. I'll tell you what, my son loves the old Punky Brewster show. He also loves Family Matters and just watches both of these shows constantly. What you will notice is that Family Matters completely copied several show premises from Punky Brewster, like almost identical episodes. And there's more to it. There's a guy named David Dulkin who is actually related to Cherry Johnson, the young actress. Notice she was in both shows too. David worked as a producer and writer on both of those shows. So they basically took some of the ideas that seemed to work well with Punky Brewster in that show and just transported them over to Family Matters and did them all over again. Like there's one in particular where somebody ends up selling some kind of shampoo and like beauty products, and it makes them all go bald. And that was something you saw on both of those shows. And there's a bunch of other examples. Question number 3. In the 1977 film Saturday Night Fever, what is the first name of the character played by John Travolta? The answer is Anthony or Tony. So Anthony Tony Manero. Over 40 million copies of that soundtrack have been sold to date. That film brought in over $600 million at the box office, making it one of the most successful films of the 70s. Question 4. In December 1991, this rock band released their second studio album, which was called Kerplunk. How about that? 2 Kerplunks in the same round. This was the band's first album to feature their newest member, Trey Cool, on drums. Name that band. That is Green Day. Question 5. In what U.S. state was golf legend Tiger Woods born in? California. He was born in Cypress, California, December 30th, 1975. He grew up mostly in Orange County. Question 6. What band gave us the 1971 song Misty Mountain Hop? Led Zeppelin. That was on their untitled 4th album, kind of known as Led Zeppelin 4. Misty Mountain Hop was also the song that they used as the B-side for the Black Dog single. And question 7, a punk take on the zombie film genre from 1985. When 2 bumbling employees at a medical supply warehouse accidentally release a deadly gas into the air, the vapors cause the dead to rise again as zombies. The tagline seen on this film's VHS boxes was, "They're back from the grave and ready to party." Name the film. Return of the Living Dead. I recently watched that for the first time, believe it or not. For years and years and years, every time I went to the video rental store, that box was noticeable. It had kind of I guess it's like a drawing on it of a couple of zombies. One of them had it was a female zombie with a low-cut thing showing all kinds of cleavage. Another one with a mohawk. And then one of them coming out of the ground, spray painting Return of the Living Dead on a tombstone. And it was just always a cool looking VHS box, but I never rented it as a kid. Well, I tell you what, I just watched it. You talk about a wild movie. Oh my God. I had no idea how over the top that was. If you like cheesy 80s horror, I mean, this is as crazy and wild as it gets. Some cool practical effects in there that, sometimes it's just like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Other times it's like, this looks so bad, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like so entertainingly bad in some spots. But I just loved it. Warning, there is a bunch of nudity in it. So just be forewarned. Be careful who you watch this film sitting in a room with. You don't want to watch it with your teenage child because it's just going to be awkward. I also learned that VHS copies of this film are highly sought after in the VHS collecting world, which is a big thing. An opened copy in decent condition will go for like $50 to $75 on eBay. An unopened copy, hundreds, if not thousands. So, Return of the Living Dead. How about that? My name is Joe Parisi. Guys, this is America's Pop Culture Trivia Show. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't checked out my other show, I think you would enjoy it. All kinds of pop culture deep dives on that one. If you like these little side streets I travel down with some of these answers, that's kind of what the whole show, The Odd Podcast, is. It's called The Odd Podcast with Joe Parisi. And every show is just about one particular topic, and it's just me going off for 45 minutes to an hour on that one thing, finding out everything I can find out about it. It's all about 80s and 90s, movies, TV shows, songs, and you can find it anywhere you find podcasts. So again, if you haven't left the show a rating and review, please do so. Greatly appreciated. My website, if you ever want to send me an email, you can do it through there. It's just joeparisivoiceover.com, and Instagram, I'm at Joe Parisi VO. You guys take care. I'll talk to you again in a couple weeks.
America's Pop Culture Trivia Show with Joe Parisi.